Hi, welcome back to the McGolf shop, and Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and Happy New Year. And I got a request off another video on to pull a graphite golf shaft. So stay tuned and we'll show you how it's done. Alright, welcome back to the McGolf shop. And as I showed you in another video, I took out a steel shaft, this one, this guy right here, and I put in a graphite golf shaft, this one here, as part of a certification process for the International Club Makers Guild. And now somebody asked me to tell them how I would take a graphite shaft out. So this is what it's going to be. So first things first is safety, and when you're ever dealing with heat, you will need some gloves. Doesn't have to be high-tech gloves, but gloves to keep the heat away. The second part is how you apply the heat. I use a butane torch because the butane's a little softer heat and it's a little more precise application of the heat. Now, can you use a propane torch in the big monster? Yeah, you can. Particularly if you're using steel on steel, I don't see anything wrong with it. It's just a much bigger application of the heat. And when we're talking about removing a graphite shaft, we're more worried about the shaft in this case, especially if you want to reuse it again, than we are about this part here. Now, why is that? Well, graphite is held together with epoxy. Everybody talks about damaging the graphite, which you can do, but most likely it's about damaging the epoxy that's holding these graphite strands together. You don't want to get them so hot that they tend to unravel, and then the tip of this section is just no good anymore, and you've ruined the shaft. So what we're going to do is between 10 and 20 second intervals with the heat in 3 different spots, and then I'm going to try and pull it. And then when we get to that part, then I'll show you about pulling, and then we'll talk about pullers. So give me a second. Okay, got my glove on and gonna get the heat going. Okay, now while the heat's on, I'm going to put it into the puller. I'm going to move you over here real quick. Okay, after we put the heat to it, you want to put it into the puller really fast, and then you want to hold on to the head that you just got hot, and you start cranking. Out it comes. Now, while it's still warm, I like to basically scrape off the tip section. There's little glue boogers right there. And just keep going around. So you get it nice and clean. Now, can you do it with the sander? A sander? Yeah. You can do it with a sander, but this is just, I'm not just removing the glue, and I'm not going to remove any extra. And then while we're at it, we put in our hosel, and you see this end of it, see, like that. You clean it out, good to go. Now that's removing the shaft. So let's talk about the puller for a second. Alright, there are several different kinds of pullers. There's a screw type puller, which is once you get the club head into the jig, you use your hands and you literally screw it down. There's also hydraulic pullers, like this one I have. It uses a hydraulic jack to actually push or pull the head or the shaft off of either component piece. And then there's leverage pullers where they have give you a big long handle, and you can just pull it off. You can try and use your leverage to pull it off. They all come at a different price tag, and you just got to figure out what's good for you. If you're planning on doing this as a serious hobby, or you just want the ease of using it, the hydraulic jacks are by far the easiest to use. Golf Works is a spot that has them. I might find out more about a group called Golf Mechanics, but I can't quote to that right now because I don't know them very well. And there's another gentleman that I bought this one from. I tried to make contact to see whether or not he's going to produce those, because these things are absolutely the best. If they are, I'll put them into the show notes. That's pulling a shaft. And again, if you like this, it was real quick and dirty, but that's just as easy as it is. If you like it, like the video, and please subscribe so you can keep up with all the other tasks that we're doing and other reviews that we're going to have throughout the year. And let's see your scores go low.